Hello, I just want to share something with you guys. Just the story. Like all of our cultures, we had implements to assist people into the next plane or onto the next plane. And this was one of those objects. It's called a pounamu. It tells a story about a female. Now Maui, he was a demigod similar to Hercules, and what he attempted to do was, I suppose, gain immortality. What he did was failed severely, and hence that's why people die, is because of his failure to, I suppose, succeed in a particular task. What he was charged to do was he needed to crawl between a female's, where, or what we call a whare tangata. But what happened was he had two supporting birds, and these guardian birds actually started laughing because they saw him proceed towards a woman's whare tangata. And what he had to do was go through there and then remove himself out from that, and then he would become immortal. But due to their laughter, she woke, and then she turned and then she crushed his head, and that's why all males die. Now this basically tells us the story of a female. This here is a representation of female genitalia. It's quite a sacred thing because according to our old traditions, when they used to take someone out, this would be the last thing that you saw. It actually it depicts female genitalia, which shows the importance of this whole anatomy to the human narrative.
How would they do? They just hit them on the
Well,
head?
you can do like I'm trained in using this sort of stuff. In New Zealand, they've got what we call tutaua, whare tutaua. These are different. These are like academies that have been established. They're more recent, where you go to train, learn all of the art forms of fighting, and then they teach you handling of this object. And so there's a whole
Different ways.
there's different way. It's like when you go to China and they've got all different classes of martial arts and disciplines.
Oh, okay.
They've got crane style. I'm not saying they're Māori a crane style. You might have a kotuku style. One of the difficulties with a lot of the objects, and then I'm saying for most of Polynesia, is a direct link to a geographical point, because that wasn't seen as an important aspect. You just collect the object, you take it back to the particular museum. But now we're finding where you might have had a grandmother, grandfather, they used to talk about these objects, and then we're able to build a bigger knowledge base about these wonderful objects. That aside, I'm sure the same thing existed for Tongan society as well as Samoan society. Is that you don't just fight for the sake of fighting. It's about a game of chess. It's an exchange. You need to survive. Yep. So there are rules and conditions towards that exchange, that conflict. So this is very much part of it. These are not merely crude spear. That's what you have written about a lot of the objects, is that they're crude, they're rudimentary, they're simple, they're plain. They're far from it. It's far from it. There's like a whole story, all trapped inside that, and just waiting for the right person to come along and be able to explain that.